Hi everyone, I have a quote for you today that will start off our video talking about children with special needs. The quote is from Ignacio Estrada, and it says, "If a child can't learn the way we teach, maybe we should teach the way they learn." Let's get into this, guys. Hi guys, Mrs. Raven here, and welcome to this week's video. This week's video is very close, well, the topic to this video is really close to mine and Raven's heart. It has to deal with special needs children. As some of you may know, our firstborn child, Lucia, is special needs. We don't really have a classification for her as of right now. We haven't had her tested for anything as of right now, and due to the pandemic, I really don't think that there's anywhere open for us to take her to get tested. She is in school, and I know that her therapists are working on stuff with her a lot. But I wanted to talk to you guys about our journey with Lucia and different ways that you can possibly help any child that you know of, or help a parent that's having struggles with their special needs child. Our story kind of begins before Lucia. It started with our nephew Anthony. Anthony was born a couple of years before Lucia, and when he was born, he was a normal baby, and then a couple of months later, his parents realized that there was not something wrong with him, but something different. They went through the steps that they needed to get the help that they needed, and he has a disorder called stereotypic movement disorder. Skip a couple years later, we have Lucia. Lucia was born premature by 1 month. When she was born, she had a collapsed lung and was in the NICU for 2.5 weeks. Probably the hardest 2.5 weeks I ever had as a parent. She was a fighter though. She came back and she fought through it, and as a baby it was amazing to see how much she fought to be able to live, really. She grew into such a wonderful toddler. She was normal. She was, developing pretty easily and was interacting and everything like that with us. After a couple of months though, we started realizing that not that she was changing and not becoming normal, but she was not acting like herself. And over time, she gradually became more removed. She gradually became more isolated, and she preferred to be by herself. One of the things that really caught my attention as a mom was the fact that anytime that I said her name, she really never really turned around that much, and she always played with her back towards us. That caught my eye and my mom's eye. My mom, who takes care of my children and my nieces and nephews and helped my nephew Anthony through his therapies through the state, she realized that something wasn't right, so she wholeheartedly told me that we should get her evaluated for therapies. So we went ahead and had her evaluated, and she needed the help from the state to develop. She wasn't able to tell me who I was. She wasn't able to tell me who her dad was. She couldn't tell me her name. She couldn't tell me anything. She just kind of stared at you. And yes, she interacted with you, but after like 20 minutes of trying to get her attention, and she only really ever interacted with you if you were musical. I'll get back to that in a minute. So we had her evaluated, and she needed the help. At this point, she was 2 years old. She should have been doing all these different things, and she wasn't able to do anything, which me sitting in on her evaluation was really disheartening for me, because I'm the one who was around her the most at this point, and I was the one who was primarily raising her and helping her develop and playing with her through the day, and it made me feel like total crap because my child couldn't say my name, she couldn't say her name, she couldn't really do much of anything that 2-year-old who doesn't have special needs could do. And it was really scary for me. So we put her through a program that the state offered. The state of New Jersey offers a program, offers therapies to children who are under the age of 3 who are in need of developmental help. And you know, we had a therapist come out twice a week for her who worked with her physical therapy and her speech therapy, who helped her start speaking. And after a couple of months, she started really interacting with us, and through that, her therapist and I realized that she's a very musical child. She definitely responds with music. So that was like the key thing for me to get her to start learning different things, was to be musical about it. I'm a music teacher, so that was like awesome. I can do that. So I started doing everything in music. I created different songs for her, and everything that I was trying to teach her, I sang about it. And now we have all these different songs that we have that she remembers about certain things, like putting away her toys and putting her shoes and socks on. And now that we're done potty training her, but we're still dealing with regression and everything, and we sing these different songs to her about potty that she sings along, and she ends up going on the potty and not in her diapers or her underwear. So it's, when you have a special needs child, you have to figure out a different way to approach them, to communicate with them, and to get them to develop. And it's so important to be able to reach out to those around you for the help, especially if you're not well versed in it, but also to listen to your child and watch your child and see where, you know, the issues are. And if there's a strength in them, like for instance, Lucy being a musical child, her strength is music, and I took that and I ran with it. It's really important for you to be able to find their strengths and their weaknesses so that you can really build them up the way that they need to be built up. As of right now, she's only 4. It's been 2 years since she was in therapy. She's been in school for a year now. She's starting her 2nd year of school, and she's getting better and better. She definitely has a lot of growth to keep going with, but the pandemic isn't helping it. But she will definitely get there. And I'm telling you, parents, as long as you try to mend the gap and you really try to communicate with your child and figure out how you can communicate with that child, it'll get you farther than you ever thought possible. All I can really say is keep growing with your child and figure out how to grow with them in order to really help them benefit from the education that they're eventually going to get. So I hope this video was helpful to you, whether it be, you know, giving you some pointers. I know I didn't really give much, but giving you an outlet of like, maybe I'll try music, or even just, you know, letting you know that you're not alone in it. Parenting a special needs child is one of the hardest things I ever did, and something that I never thought I was ever going to do, but it has been the most rewarding thing for me because I get to see my child really develop slower than her brother and sister, but see how much more worth it is because I know that she's getting something. And when she does progress and she does get something and understand something and learn something, it makes my heart so full. So I hope that you learn that, you know, just to reach out to somebody for help and to know that you're not alone. If you guys ever need any help or have any questions or need any advice, please don't feel bad, reach out. And please go ahead and push that little thumbs up button and subscribe to Raven's YouTube, and make sure that you subscribe to his Twitch and make sure you subscribe to us. Have a good night, guys. See you soon.